Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another vidIQ live stream. I'm Dan, and I forgot to take off this starting soon screen, just like Rob did yesterday.
Oh, I did the exact same thing yesterday. Oh, yeah. StreamYards for the win.
Yes. Thank you, everybody. Every Wednesday, we bring you a live stream where we chat about YouTube and answer your questions as well. I want to welcome Alan. Thank you for joining us today.
That's okay. Hello.
So what we're going to do today first, I guess, is let's start by saying hello to some folks here in chat as I collect all of my thoughts. Alan, would you like to go first?
Hello. I'm Alan. I am a YouTube consultant. I've been on YouTube for forever. I like to burn laptops, make people smile, and hopefully grow your YouTube channel.
We did try this once before.
Yeah, you want to maybe add a little bit of context to this, Alan, because we have tried to have you on before, but technical issues prevented us from doing that.
Yes, yeah. Like 5 weeks ago, we queued this all up. We set it all up. We even had all of the guff put in the description down below. Everything was perfectly fine. Set up the web camera. Everything was brilliant. We clicked live, and my laptop decided to kamikaze itself and fry itself all in the process. The DC jack, the USB-C jack, the SSD, the motherboard, gone. Literally the instant that we clicked live, I disappeared. Now, my entire life of business is run by this laptop. So safe to say that, yeah, not only was I sweating bullets, but I was very quickly running into a PC repair company, one that I won't name specifically, but it's a world-based PC company in the UK, and safe to say
shall we call it PC Global? Would that be close enough?
PC Global. They've kind of got an Indian cuisine part of their company as well that does quite well. So I put it in there only for them to then lose said laptop, and then send me somebody else's laptop in return, thinking it was mine. 5 weeks. 5 weeks of me not having my main beast. I was lucky enough to go up and purchase another one in the meantime. But this is a 15-inch monitor and a fairly chunky beast. I had to get a notepad which was like that big. Now, I'm a big dude, and it looked like I was a tiny child holding a massive laptop. It was weird. So yeah, now it's working. We hope, and we shall go from there. Really.
I'm glad our live stream has not fried it yet.
Yes.
We'll be live for a bit, so we have a lot of opportunity here, though. Let's say hello to a few folks here in chat. I see Rob's already throwing some names on the screen here.
Yeah, I'm just clicking on names and getting everyone to say hello. And well, somebody actually, hang on. We should say goodbye to Cutie Navia, who joined us but now needs to go to sleep. So thanks for joining us for the few minutes to hear Alan's story. I don't know if Alan's story about PCs blowing up put you to sleep, but we provide all sorts of services here on the live stream.
You can catch this on the replay, just so you guys know, if you need to leave early. Creeper Wing, hello to you. And Banana Bismuth, Nair something, it's gone. Zinzaris, thank you for moderating as always, and thank you to all of our moderators hanging out today. I see Future Eagle and Rockies 717. Anyone else want to go next?
Yeah, I'll say hello to Kenny Jeffrey Animation. We've also got here the Blockers Pinboard. And I'm also going to say hello to Gunplow. Hopefully I pronounced your name somewhere near correct. Jake Funder 56. What happened to all of the 55 Jake Funders before you? I'm intrigued to know. I'm very intrigued to know. And last but not least, let's say hello to the king of blocks. I'm still trying to sort out my gloves, by the way. 6 minutes into this live stream now, and the fingers are just causing chaos.
Alan, do you have chat open by chance? Do you want to say hello to some folks?
I will do.
You don't have to. It's all right. We can also throw some names up on the screen for you as well. Maybe some ones that are hard to pronounce.
Hang on, this is the first person. Yeah, the first person who's actually acknowledged you, Alan, because I was seeing everyone saying, hi, Dan and Rob, and just not acknowledging that we had a guest on.
Yes, Domino Best, welcome. He's one of the people that hovers around my channel fairly often. Zen Bloke, Tech Hops, It's weird running through a live chat. I've not done that in many, many, many months. But banana bismuth. That sounds like a drink. Short reviews.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello.
So, a couple of things we need to get out of the way before we get into today's show. First and foremost, this live stream is going to be broken up into 2 parts today. We're going to do a longer than usual conversation about starting out on YouTube, talking about getting your first 1,000 subscribers, perhaps even beyond. And we're going to actually take that section of the podcast or the stream and make it a podcast. So if you haven't heard of Tube Talk, we have a podcast we do every single week. We get an awesome guest on. We wanted to have Alan on the podcast, but Alan was also scheduled to do this live stream, and we thought, hey, let's just, kill 2 birds and go ahead and give that a shot. So what? Do you not like the
RSPCA won't like that? Kill 2 birds?
You haven't heard that turn of phrase before?
Do we kind of like fry them on Ethernet cables then? Is that how it's done?
I always imagine it's like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I imagine some creep is throwing stones at birds. It's pretty messed up, and I went for it anyway.
Them or just slowly smother them? That's just horrific.
It's just stones. It's quick.
It's quick. I'll bear that in mind. Yeah, we vidIQ, stoning animals quick.
I have miserable aim, so no animals will be harmed in the making of any live streams.
Yeah, we should like massive disclaimer. Figuratively speaking, of course.
In any case, as you can see, we're gonna have a fun time. It's gonna be probably about a 45-minute conversation, and then the rest of the time we will jump into live Q&A. So as you hear us wrapping up, don't go anywhere. We will be doing live Q&A. I'll put a reminder on the screen. And also, aside from that, we're running a special right now. You can get vidIQ for an extra month for free. Buy one, get one free special going on right now. All you need to do is visit vidiq.com/bonus. And this offer is for new or returning customers. So if you're looking to get vidIQ and you figured, I might buy this. This might be something I buy. Now's a great time. Buy one, get one free special. The link may be in the description if I remembered, or it can be pinned here at the top of chat, but vidiq.com/bonus. So feel free to check that out. If everybody's...
Yes. It is in the description, Dan, so it is there.
Past me did a good job. I will praise him later. So if everybody's ready, I think...
But hang on, if you praise him later, then you're praising your current Dan who's talking now.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to have future me...
You need to timestamp that you're going to thank past Dan, which is around about, let's say, 5 minutes to the hour when you're thanking him in about 2 hours' time. So just remember that.
Got it. Okay. Well, current Dan has a terrible memory.
That makes sense to everybody, right? Okay, what we just talked about. Yeah.
Well, just leave it be, and YouTube will do it itself with its own auto time stampy things, which I'm sure Rob's going to come on his channel. It's great.
I don't know if it's that important. To be honest, I'm thinking about it right now. I know we're going off on all sorts of tangents already, but right now the special thanks thing, I've just started making a video about that this morning. And so my intro to that is that I'm juggling, and I'm going to ask people to donate $10 just because I can juggle at the beginning of a video. I don't know if that's going to work as an intro, but we'll find out in a couple of days when we launch it.
And then there'll be 50 billion videos of Rob juggling. Quick, justify my wage now, please.
You see, that's what I'm wondering what's going to happen, like when people have said, if we get 1,000 likes, then we'll do this in the next video. I wonder if people are going to start saying, if we raise $50 from this video, then I'll do this in the next video. I'm wondering if that's going to be the new YouTube digital busking. But anyway,
probably
where are we going? What are we doing, Dan? Sorry.
We're trying to do a show. That's what we're trying to do. All right, so we're going to jump into our, I guess, more podcasty portion of this. We will have some live Q&A afterwards, but I think what we do from here is just get started. So everyone's ready?
Let's do this.
All right. Well, I would like to... Well, we're going to have to cut that part out. Let's see. We do have an editor for this.
Podcast editor, remove the first 15 seconds of what we recorded.
Thank you. I won't have to write it down now. I want to welcome Alan Spicer. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here.
That's okay. Hello. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Tell everybody about who you are and what you do on YouTube.
Okay. I'm Alan Spicer. I've been on YouTube for about 8-9 years. I'm a YouTube consultant. I'm a blogger. I'm a cryptocurrency fan, and I make videos to educate people, entertain people, or just generally rant about what my life's about. Overall, I want to help grow your YouTube channel with you, or on my other channel, share with you a hobby as I learn going forward how to either make money or lose money in the crypto markets, but share that during the experience, because documenting is a good way of creating content as well as learning and kind of getting your skin in the game at the same time.
I can definitely relate to that. So how long have you been on YouTube?
It's right about 8-9 years now. I initially started with some kind of funny news stuff. About 8-9 years back. It was a combination of I was working for a web design company, and I needed to learn this newfangled video thing to try and teach it to my clients. You know, how to sort out metadata, have a look at titles, descriptions, tags, what plugins that you must go out there to install. And over time, the idea of making videos got addictive. And I learned how to do the SEO, but I also learned that there was direct feedback. I could be weird, I could be funny, I could look at the news, I could get reactions, I could build a community. And once that started, it's hard to walk away from. Over time, I built a movie club. I had a main channel that had 40-odd thousand subscribers at the time, that it just wasn't monetizable friendly. And I realized that if I was going to make a business out of this, I would have to put down my very loyal old Yella and convert into the business that was my consulting channel. So to kind of cut off one arm to move forward. But that then led into the consulting business that I do today. I directly consult with people to grow their YouTube channel, to have a look at their social media accounts, to grow a brand, to understand how they can take either their career or a spark, a hobby, a passion, and turn it into something that they can create some form of income from. And then going forward, I then started creating my own passion products to go alongside that, to prove that I can take a topic out of the blue and grow a YouTube channel using the best practices that I already teach, or I've learned from other channels and other educators out there already.
How hard was it to take a channel that you'd grown to 40, 50,000 subscribers and essentially walk away from it?
It was, I'll be brutally honest. It ruined my mental health for around about 3 years. It was 5 years of very hard work. And I very quickly realized that if I didn't pivot into the new generation of digital content rather than the old generation of digital content, then my business would die. I was doing web development at the time. And initially, web development was magic. It was fairy dust, and everyone was like, oh, hire one of those technical wizards to throw up a website. But then over time, you had Wix and GoDaddy and WordPress and drag and drop Wix sites. And you very quickly realize that people aren't going to pay £2,000, £3,000, £4,000 for a website that you truly need. And nobody buys websites for Christmas. Here you go, Jimmy. I've bought you an e-commerce website. It's just not going to happen. So the feast or famine roller coaster of web development needed to evolve. And I was able to juggle some of my web development clients whilst pouring my time into the YouTube consultancy business. Went out there and learnt to be YouTube certified, drilled in as much knowledge as possible. Every year I like to learn a new skill. I'm very quick and very good at learning new skills. But this one I was able to pour 3-4 years of my web development knowledge into my head, along with this video concept, and go from there. So I had to go through the upsetting part of understanding that I needed to step back 2 or 3 steps to move forward. Now, that was very luckily a good decision, because the consultancy business was able to start funding itself after just 3,000 subscribers, using affiliate links, using direct consultancy, using retainers. And then over time, that channel, which is now 4 years in the making, which is the YouTube/Alan Spicer channel, has now got in itself nearly 38,000 subscribers, over 5 million views, has directly worked alongside yourself at vidIQ. And if it wasn't for me making that very harsh, hard decision 3-4 years ago, I wouldn't be in the position I am today, where I can support my family, an ever increasingly growing family. I've got 2 kids at home, including a now 6-month-old son. But it was something that needed to be done, and I'm pleased and proud that it's got to where it has done already today.
Alan, you briefly mentioned YouTube certification or YouTube certified. What is that, and is it useful for any creator to have, or is it something maybe a little more specialized?
It's still publicly accessible. The YouTube certification has now been retired, but the academy, the YouTube Academy program, allows you to go through and have a look at the documentation. There's 3 qualifications. It's monetization, it's content ID, and it's growth, if I remember correctly. You needed all 3 of them to become individually qualified, or you could have all 3 and dedicate it to a company, and then the company could be YouTube certified. I feel that if you're looking through it, you will learn a lot about the basis of YouTube. If you're serious about YouTube, about every fine detail, then it will teach you the fine details. Now, do you need it to start a YouTube channel? No. Do you need it to run a YouTube channel? No. Do you need it to be successful? No. But I'm one of those people that if I'm going to do something, I make sure that I do it properly. I learn it properly. I ingest everything I can, even outlying information that I can then twist into or understand why it's not this and why it is that. The certification for me helped me establish a reputation when it existed, and it leans on trust, really. So many people out there can claim to be anything. I could all of a sudden decide to be a life coach tomorrow, and I could spout about everything that I've been through in my life, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm qualified. That doesn't necessarily mean that I've got the research and the knowledge behind it. Now, that's why if you're going to learn from someone, you learn from someone that is doing it, has done it, and is or educated in it. The reason for that is that then you know that you're getting the best knowledge from it. Now, if you want to follow someone, that's perfectly fine. On my second channel, I flat out tell people I'm a crypto rookie. I know nothing. This is me documenting what I do. You can follow me with my journey, my successes and my failures, right? And you can come along with the ride. But that's not where I would sell advice, because I don't feel comfortable enough to sell advice as a rookie, right? So if you're in your business educated in the thing that you are doing, then it kind of lends a little bit of respect, a little bit of understanding. Plus other people in the industry that has also done that qualification may appreciate the knowledge that you may have alongside it. So do you need it to be successful? No. Could it be helpful? Yes. It's free to do, right? But you don't necessarily need it. Just learn the basics, learn the best practices, and that will help carry your channel forward.
Speaking of the basics, one of the things we discussed before starting to record today was that we wanted to talk about just that, starting out on YouTube. And I want to kick that off by asking you, what were some of the things, and maybe you can pull this from when you started your current YouTube channel, your Alan Spicer channel. What were some of the things you were glad you knew, having kind of already been through this once before?
Okay. My biggest advantage when I started the Alan Spicer channel is I learned immediately niche focus is key. The original channel that did quite well was scattershot. Movie reviews, funny rants, food tastings, me being drenched for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, like funny, weird songs, just random crap, right? And it worked, but it worked by the end of that channel, because when I first started, it was weird and random. And by the end, I'd understood, right, if I just make funny news, if I go out and find a specific source, if I record up-to-date trending news of stuff that's happened in the last 2 to 3 days and that's in a similar niche, people then come back for that pattern. Okay, so in that case, it was relatable, funny news. Anything that you find in the Metro, anything that you find on, I don't know, joe.com or where it happens to be on the internet, because I'm old and I don't understand where those things come from these days. So I was taking that knowledge of understanding that laser focus grows better, and then I moved it to the consulting channel. So what I did is I understood, if I can teach YouTube from a position of strength, understanding that I've done web development for 4 or 5 years prior, that I understand SEO, I understand search engine optimization, and now I'm YouTube certified. If I can teach those things to people, people then know that I'm a Netflix of answers for that specific field. Continuing to pile on top of the idea is, I'm teaching you, a YouTuber, YouTube. Okay, yes, every now and then I'll touch upon how to grow a YouTube channel using Facebook, but the core backbone was growing something in the YouTube field. How to make money from YouTube, how to grow on YouTube, how to push your business via YouTube. And because I had that backbone, I was able to go forward, getting people to know me as the person that answers their question. I then made sure that I lent on the thing that I did very, very well, and that is search. For a very, very long time, I was cranking out 3 tutorials each and every week that specifically answered questions that people are searching for. How to add end screens, how to title a video, how to do a perfect thumbnail, how to write descriptions, how to do tags, those kind of things. Things that I would have asked, or I've been asked by my clients over the time. Now I can answer it in a video, and then YouTube can find it in the algorithm. People watch till they get their answer. It's a good retention rate. They engage properly. It can then possibly get embedded as a decent search result, or even on Google under specific clips. And then I mainly grow through evergreen searched content via either YouTube search or Google. And then I tripled down in the long run with my blogs as I continue to build out this giant spider web. But the core thing is niche, focus, continue to educate in that funnel until you get bigger and bigger at the top. And then you've got a little bit more license to experiment just a little bit, step outside, be a little bit more human, a little bit more funny. Every now and then put up a video ranting that someone's blown up your laptop, that kind of thing. Something unique outside your funnel, because they're there for you at that point.
That's something you said. It's really, really important to note that your original channel, which you still managed to grow to quite a significant audience, quite a significant size, you, like you said yourself, you kind of did it scattershot. You know, you're just kind of making stuff, and there's movie reviews, but you know, yeah. Also, I'm gonna try this new food. Come check it out. I have a feeling with folks listening out there that may resonate with them too. Like, that's kind of how I'm doing it. Like, I have my channel. I think it's about this, but sometimes I you know, turn a corner and just do something totally random. For anybody out there resistant to this idea that, you know, I have to niche down more, you know, what would you tell them? Like, if a client was coming to you and saying, I have this channel, here's what it's doing, and you saw some promise, but you could tell, like, uh-oh, you know, you're not quite focused. What would be your advice?
It would be down to intent. I can either be brutal and say, if you want sales for your plumbing company, Jeff, then you eating hot dogs, right, isn't going to help. You whacking your hot dogs on a golf course isn't going to help. But if you're talking about your specific plumbing needs or your water needs, or why specifically frequently asked questions of why does standing water smell, and that's within your field. Okay, so if I'm going to be brutal, fine, Jeff, whack your hot dogs. but you're going to get the wrong audience. You're
Wait,
gonna
is this a real client of yours? It's
Yeah,
very specific.
I'm searching right now on YouTube, hitting hot dogs on a golf course, and I'm seeing what comes up.
There is one client that I subject to NDAs and stuff. I'll touch upon very carefully, but basically it's a fencing company that does quite well now, and as long you can still be educational and funny. Okay, they were making content that was how to this and how to that, which was great, right? But then they made a video which was all about a specific building material. Okay, and if you've seen the video, you probably even know what the video happens to be. A specific building material over time, and it's a nice time-lapse thing, and it's entertaining. It's this versus that, okay? But it still was within their focus of them telling us how to put up that fence, how to build that fence, what specific materials to use, okay? And because that was still within their focus and entertaining, not only did it answer the questions of their clients' needs, but that specific video went viral, okay? Because it was interesting to not only their base, but generally people that's go, oh, what's that? That's weird. That's cool. Okay. So if you're going to be scattershot, understand that being scattershot runs the risk of alienating your channel. It either won't take off because the YouTube algorithm doesn't know. So he does YouTube tutorials and eating contests and strokes hamsters. So the hamster video goes viral and it tries to put it in front of YouTube tutorial people and they're like, what? Or
where's the Venn diagram for growing a YouTube channel and growing hamsters? I'm wondering how big that is.
Well, that's it. Or unless you've got some kind of animated host. But the problem there happens to be, right, that the virtual YouTubers are a thing. You never know. Furry, virtual YouTube educators. None of us, let's be honest, none of us are there, right? If anything, people are going the opposite way round. We've got Nick Nimmin, we've got Rob Wilson. There's a kind of hair motif going along that way, right? And there's D Nimmin, right? There's just this. So you never know. Virtual YouTube educators could be the next way to go. But the problem happens to be is that if you want to play into the YouTube algorithm, you need to lean into it. Now, if you want to be more scattershot, you need to understand that will either hamper your growth or it will make a decision for you in the long run. And you've got a choice. You either steer into that choice and grow further or not grow into that. And in 3-4 months' time, once that pump of traffic drops off, you've missed that rocket ship and you'll be going down to the baseline of YouTube trying to find videos for gerbil YouTubers and whatever it happens to be. Okay, so I would say focus is the key. Truly, think of one thing in your heart, the thing that you can't stop talking about, right? The thing that you're going to have masks behind you during a YouTube live stream, right? Of Marvel characters or stormtroopers, or you get 500,000 subscribers and you just have to make a wrestling belt, right? Something that you can't help but talk about for hours and hours and hours on end. That's your thing. There's someone out there that will listen to that. There's thousands of people out there that will listen to that because you're passionate about that thing. And if you're passionate about that thing, but not the 4 other things that are on your channel that you're only doing because, well, I heard me talking about drama helps grow my channel, you're not going to put the passion into it as much, right? So either love it or understand where it needs to go. So if you're a business, the intent, what is your intent? What are you trying to get? Are you getting customers? Are you trying to prove that you're the expert? I've got 700 videos on my channel. I'm not there to sell a YouTube course. What I'm trying to do is help you grow a YouTube channel, maybe trust me, and then ring me up, and that's how I make my money, right? Or you use the affiliate links down below to install vidIQ at vidiq.com/Alan Spicer, right? In which it's a fantastic SEO tool. You get more subscribers. You can maximize your ability to optimize your videos. You get daily video ideas that you can lean into, okay? Your intent is what you're looking for. Grow your business or talk about your passion that you love. That's how you focus. That's how you'll grow a brand and grow your YouTube channel.
Dan, I think I may have found Alan's client here. A channel called Blue Jedi 24 9 years ago made a video titled "Spectator Throws Hot Dog at Tiger Woods." Actual video. So I think we found it there. 250,000 views, but they haven't made any videos since. So
Got to follow up on that.
Yeah. Maybe something to do with cars and Tiger Woods. I don't know.
Speaking of that, I'm going to tease in probably a couple weeks from now, we're going to have a guest on who is right now today experiencing this, where they've had a viral hit and they are doing everything they can to capitalize on it. That's all I'm going to say for now. But yes, that is everything you just said, Alan, about how if you're just kind of waffling about on your channel, there's a really good chance that your channel decides for you, and then it's up to you to capitalize on that momentum if you want, and that's where the passion comes in. I'm going to try not to go on a rant right now, but I have a lot of conversations with gaming channels out there, and it's always like, but I like playing multiple games on my channel. It's like, great, I like lots of games too, but generally speaking, there's one that I'm like really good at that I feel like I can actually make a channel about, and the rest of them are for me. I get to enjoy those in my off time. If you feel really strongly, maybe make a second channel, but I would encourage you to narrow it down. Play one of those games, focus on it, and every time I always see positive results. Every time somebody finally decides, I'm just going to take this weirdo's advice. I don't know if he knows what he's talking about, but I'm just going to try it. He must be wrong. Oh, crud. Nope, it's working. So you got you've created a whole business with everything you're doing. This is a full-time job for you. I don't want you to name anyone specifically, but can you talk a little bit more about like some success stories that you've had with clients, maybe vaguely speaking, just things that have, they started here, now they're here. I think just for people to kind of understand how you can turn your channel around. If it's something you're kind of struggling with, I need to grow. We'll even contact anyone help. We'll making the changes I always hear about help. How fast can people turn it around?
Sure. There's one person that's very, very dear to my heart. They initially started off as a client, and she's very much a friend that's kind of married into the vidIQ family recently. Now, when I initially came across this lady, I was solely reaching out to help edit her YouTube videos. She had around about 200 subscribers. She was currently editing her video with a university student. Her videos were poor, misaligned, wonky, sound was terrible, right? But I saw the possibility there because she had a passion for the message that she wished to deliver. And she was able to do the very most important thing, the hardest thing, hit the record button and talk. Okay, so many people, including myself, sit there umming and ahhing about, should I start? How do I start? When do I start? What do I talk about? When do I edit? Yeah, but that doesn't look right. Okay, but she was able to press record, get online and put the videos up there. Now, she was building her business and her brand. I was able to go in, edit her videos better than the university student. Sorry, Mr. University student, I took your job.
They're just learning.
And through little things, making sure that you're aligned properly, making sure that you're in a good pattern, maybe having a look at lighting, right? Making sure that the sound's okay. Things like that really make a difference. Now, I've known that lady on and off for 4 or 5 years now, and she's coming up to 30,000 subscribers herself, just past 3 million subscribers. She has her own book. She has a very successful podcast. And she continues to push her career forward. She's speaking at live events. And it's that kind of commitment that I truly love, being able to see and make people understand that Rome wasn't built in a day. Now, her specific niche as well is very business orientated. Now, that's not sexy. That's not the fast growing niches. Like the people that are on YouTube channels that have educational channels really do grind. Now, not every YouTube educational channel can knock on 1 million subscribers, right? Like here at vidIQ, right? It takes time, and it takes time to grow, including one of my favorite mentors online over time called Roberto Blake, right? He's been on the platform for a very, very long time, and he continues to make vast amounts of money, right? But it's all about educating people and building those connections. So I was able to help this lady grow her brand from 200 subscribers to over 30,000 subscribers, help her launch a book, help her sort out her blog, help her build a brand, help her get interacted with by large international companies and sponsorships. And that's the kind of impact that you can have. Now, there's a few other people that I have knocking around on retainers and stuff like that. But the core thing I teach people is that if you are truly, truly dedicated to the message that you're giving, it doesn't matter what your goal is. If you want to make money, that's fine. Okay. If you want to build leads, that's fine. If you want to push to affiliate income, that's also fine. If you want to tell your story, that's fine. None of that is grotty, right? An end goal is an end goal. Fame, views, a giant hamster collection, whatever you want, okay? Whatever your goal happens to be, that's perfectly fine, right? But as long as you deliver the message and value to the audience first, then they will keep coming back. If I'm sat here being selfish, telling you what I want from you, taking from you, then why would you want to come back to me? But if I continue to give to you, or anyone gives to your audience slowly builds up an element of debt. I'm a very big fan of a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk. It's only taken me X amount of minutes through this podcast to get to that name. And anyone that knows me, I throw him about all the time, right? At the end of the day, the reason why Gary Vaynerchuk does so well is he just gives and gives and gives to the point where you feel so guilty that you have to buy his shoes or his course or his wine, right? Because you've been filled with so much knowledge and an outlook on life that fills you up, and you can't help but be an advocate for him and his brand, right? And that's what I try to do with my own clients. Make them understand that it's them giving value that matters. And if I can do that to them as well, then over time, not only do they hopefully refer me to others, but they can grow over time as well.
So it's not like Joey in Friends when he's conducting the wedding ceremony and it's about giving and receiving and receiving and giving. It's all about giving and giving and giving and giving. I'm only saying that because of recent events in my own life that make that particular phrase very poignant right now.
And so, I'm not allowed to say inappropriate things on
we'd appreciate
live recording.
If you didn't.
Everyone's seen Friends, right? They remember that scene. There's nothing wrong with that.
Rob. We're the boomers now. We are the boomers now. I'm closer to 40 than I am 30. And when I was 30, Friends had still been off TV for 15 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, that show it's out there. I think they've been all right for themselves. One of the big things about reaching 1,000 subscribers is obviously monetization. We've talked a lot about monetization. I talked a lot about 1,000 subscribers. We talked a lot about making money. We haven't specifically addressed monetization though. For anybody here who's getting ready to hit 1,000 subscribers, Alan, what can they expect? How rich did they just become because they hit monetization?
So the Lambo pulled up, and when they dragged the money bag out of the boot,
yes,
it was fridge changing. Like I could buy milk. Oh, it was amazing. 1,000 subscribers does not make you rich. 1,000 active, loyal viewers that interact with your content, however, will.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way of putting it. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
But you won't necessarily get 1,000 active members of your community from your first 1,000 subscribers. Okay, it's all down to how you interact with those people. It's those 1,000 people that will share your content, comment on your content, be zealots for you and what you do. Okay, and that's for any business. If I had 1,000 people that regularly and loyally bought websites from me in my old business, then I would be rolling in hamsters, right? But I'm not. So it's all down to how loyal your fan base happens to be, because there are people out there with millions of subscribers and hundreds of views per video. Okay, it's not the number, it's the quality that counts. Now, at 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, you won't make much from YouTube unless your videos continue to go viral. Okay, but before 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, there is nothing stopping you building that loyalty out of your first 400, 500, 600 subscribers. And then if you're really, really dedicated to, maybe you're fantastic at playing Destiny, right? And you want to do weekend carries where you do like the PvP. You can make money through that and you don't even have 1,000 subscribers. Okay, or you could be really, really fantastically good at drawing portraits. Okay, and you can turn people into superheroes and you do speed drawing, and then maybe you can sell those things on Etsy. You don't need 1,000 subscribers and you don't need 4,000 hours of watch time to make money from your YouTube channel. You just need to deliver value and understand the product that you are able to offer them that they might want to pay you for in return.
You can also use things like Patreon, and there are services outside of YouTube. Would you necessarily recommend that? I do notice there's a lot of channels out there who try to get on that early. Personally, I always get a little bit hesitant to recommend that myself, just because I feel like for certain channels, now other people might be different, they can divide these things into different buckets in their minds, but for certain channels, I feel like they get to the money part of the opportunity of YouTube, and they're like, great, I'm going to set all that stuff up. And they lose focus on building that audience, that would have to join the Patreon.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of baked into the ethos of YouTube. So that there's two divides. Oh, quick, make a channel, money. And they don't understand that, yeah, people make money on YouTube, but there's 400 miles of climbing before you reach the top of that mountain. Okay, there's a lot of hard work to get to where it happens to be, right? Otherwise, you might as well just be standing in a high street trying to throw t-shirts at people. Okay, you've got people around you looking at you, but that doesn't mean that they're committed to buying from you. Setting up Patreons, fine, but it's all once again down to dedication. Now, my YouTube channel, my Alan Spicer YouTube channel, is very much a utility channel. You have a question, I give you an answer, you're gone. You're never coming back for that video again, because once you've learned how to tie a tie, or add an end screen, or write a title, it's in your head. You won't need to come back and learn that again. So my subscribers, the ones that stick around, are fairly loyal. But most of mine don't, because they've got their answer and they're gone. So me starting a Patreon wouldn't necessarily work for me unless in my Patreon I was offering to the people that signed up weekly live streams or weekly one-on-one audits or something unique. Now, a good example of this is Andre Jick, who is a financial YouTuber, has his dividend portfolio spreadsheet because he earns income through monthly dividends through his investments. And in that spreadsheet, it shows you what shares he's got, when they annualize, when they will pay, how much they pay, when the next dividend payout, whatever it needs to be. Okay, in there, that gives you valuable information that he can't put in a YouTube video. You can download the spreadsheet. It's something tangible. Okay, but if you're just randomly scattershotting videos in which 1 week you've got 5 up and then 2 months later you've got 1 up, and if you can't be committed to YouTube, they won't be committed to you. If you can't offer them value, they won't be valuable for you in return, right? So if you are willing to be committed, like Philip DeFranco is a very good example. When he left, I think it was Studio 31, he asked for funding of DeFranco Nation. And within that funding now helps run his company, employ staff, build out the network that's going to be there in time, right? And people understand the value within that. They get valuable, personal, and unique videos for them, and opportunities for them, discounts for them. Okay, so if you're going to do crowdfunding, you have to think of, even more than your YouTube channel, how much you can give them first. It's not a money grab. It's an opportunity to add more value to the people that are willing to support you. So don't get greedy, get smart, and offer them value.
Love that.
Alan, for the benefit of a podcast, we've just done a poll here for the people who listen on a live stream. I think the number is 86% of people listening are under 1,000 subscribers. But half of them are actually under 100 subscribers. So, in your experience, what do you think the biggest pain point, struggle, obstacle is for people who are under 100 subscribers? And then the same question for people under 1,000 subscribers.
I find under 100, it's down to learning the art. Do you understand the audience behind your channel? What are they coming to you for? Is it you? Is it the news? Is it the skill? Okay, have a look at the videos that did well, and that will tell you those. Now, you also may be under 100 subscribers because you haven't done maybe even 100 videos.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that the more videos you have, the larger your spider web happens to be. In many ways. One, it tells you what videos will do well and you can double down on those, but it also broadens out how much content YouTube then can offer and suggest to other people that then bring them into you. It gives you the opportunity to learn how to make videos, to present yourself, to understand your brand, to understand how to edit your videos. Now, yes, there may be some people out there that have 100 or less than 100 subscribers and has 4,000 videos. But what's the quality of those 4,000 videos? Are they all Let's Plays that you've just sat there and not really put any thought and effort into it, and they're just watching a Twitch stream that you did 3 weeks ago? How is that value? Could you have turned that 4-hour Twitch stream into 10 videos teaching how to mine things in Minecraft, or how to farm things, or a YouTube short that may blow up, or whatever it need to be? Okay, the value proposition needs to be the key there. Okay, and then you said over 1,000.
Mm-hmm. Under 1,000.
Under 1,000.
Oh, sorry.
Now, under 1,000, you know what your audience is there for in a way. By under 1,000, you've got over your first 100. You'll be communicating, and they'll be talking to you. Now, what you need to do then is truly dig into those 1,000 to find those loyal ones, the ones that continue to come back, the ones that can honestly give you feedback, not just praise you, honest feedback. The ones that go, dude, your audio is a bit loud. I can't see that. Your video is grainy. Okay, you said that too fast, Alan. You said that too loud, Alan. I liked it when you was talking about YouTube, but why are you talking about affiliate marketing on Amazon? That doesn't gel, okay? When you're under 1,000 subscribers, this is your best time. You don't realize it. This is your best time to experiment and learn and figure out what to do. This is your time to put up 10 videos in a week or 20 videos in a month and just throw it out there and see what works, okay? If all of a sudden vidIQ just decided, oh, we're going to do a cookery month, right? That's going to confuse people, right? If you're under 1,000 subscribers and they truly love you, you can pivot and learn and try and test and put out 5 or 6 videos in a series and see if that series work. Well, no, that didn't, so try this angle, right? I still do it nowadays. I'm currently working my way through a transition slightly away through tutorials, and I'm doing slightly more personal twists on my opinions of things, because I'm trying that for 10 or 12 videos, and then if that works, I'll step away and try again, right? The reason I can do that is because I'm established and people like the personality, hopefully, that is me over time. So use the advantage of being under 1,000 subscribers to figure out who you are, what your channel truly is, and what your audience truly wants from you, right? Because then once it steers in a direction, once you hit 20, 30, 50, 100,000 subscribers, it will be very hard to pivot away from that over time. So enjoy the freedom you have right now, because that is your biggest asset. Get excited, talk about the thing that you love, and experiment with your audience, and then listen to their feedback.
I like that concept of having a smaller channel. And yeah, I mean, I want everybody listening to the show and coming to the vidIQ YouTube channel to know that, like, we do want to see you grow. Like, that is truly our mission. However, like, you can also use this time to your advantage and appreciate that, like Alan just said, you can experiment in that time. There's no penalties on YouTube for trying whatever you would like to try with your channel. And we're here to help guide you any way we can. But I like the positive spin on that, is what I'm trying to say. I do appreciate that. Well, unless we want to start a new segment called Rob's Rapid Fire Questions, because there's always something I miss before trying to wrap up the show. I figured we'd give you one last plug. Rob, anything?
No, I'm a little gun shy today. I can't think of any rapid questions.
So, Alan,
I've got hamsters and hot dogs and all that type of stuff in my head right
He's
now.
still searching.
Still difficult to get away from it.
Alan, just one more time, where can everybody find you?
Okay. If you want blogs, around about 150 blogs teaching you every fine detail about YouTube, then it's alanspicer.com. If you want YouTube tutorials with my face on them, then it's youtube.com/alanspicer. And if you want to learn how I grew my crypto rookie channel from 0 to 7,000 subscribers in around about 3 months, that's where you can do it. youtube.com/alanspicer. And the crypto rookie channel is youtube.com/crypto rookie, where you get to see me hopefully make money, but sometimes lose money in crypto in my journey as a true rookie, as I document it going through the course of this bull market.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's okay. It's great to be here.
And cut. We did a podcast. We did it. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out for the podcast portion of today's live stream. We are going to jump into Q&A here in just a moment. How did everyone like that? I thought that went really well.
Is this where I need to now set messages to slow mode? Yes,
probably.
So just a heads up, everybody who's here. So what we did is we set it to slow mode now. This is not because we don't like you. It's because we want to try and keep the flow of questions manageable for us so that we can see them and then we can post them on screen. So try to time your questions for when we get into the end of the previous question, although I know that is very hard to do in itself. But I'm enabling slow mode right now, which is at 60 seconds. There we go. Done. Oh, yeah, very.
Okay, I'm just going to keep making my banner. There we go. All right, let me go ahead and move some stuff around here. Yeah, I thought it was awesome, Alan. Thank you. We didn't get to even some of the questions I wanted to talk about more about your crypto channel. But yeah, maybe in answering some of these questions, we can definitely.
That's fine. You've got a weekly podcast. I can talk for hours another day. It's fine.
we could definitely have you back. So I'm already seeing some really good questions coming in here. And a lot of you who've been here before know the drill. If you can use #question in front of your questions, that'll really help us pick out when someone's just chatting amongst themselves and when someone's asking us a question. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that if you enjoyed what you just heard, we do conversations like that every single week over on our podcast called Tube Talk. You can find it wherever you get podcasts. We don't generally record it live. We would like to once in a while when we get the opportunity. So that's what we did today. But we've had conversations with all sorts of people at all ends of the YouTube spectrum. I think last week's episode was somebody who basically takes YouTubers and hooks them up with people who can then help them develop products. So really just next level stuff. And we've talked to BlockFacts, we've talked to Jake Fellman, 2 massive creators in the YouTube short space. Very similar conversations with a lot of really interesting insights every single week. So just one more plug there for Tube Talk.
There it is. Big on-screen plug now there you go, Dan. Zoom in and everything.
And this is on Apple. So if you leave us a review, by the way, we have been starting to read those out on the show as well. So if
Oh,
you
yeah.
wanna, unless you're mean, and then we might pretend it didn't come in.
No, well, we might read them out, but we'll, write to reply and all that type of stuff. Possibly.
Yeah, we'll defend ourselves. No, but thank you. Just wanted to give that one last plug there, vidIQ.com/tube talk for all the different episodes, blog posts, things like that. All right, so I'm going to pick this question right here from Hyped for Games. Question: do you think a scattershot channel can be focused down after having started, so 500 to 1,000 subscribers, or is it better to create a new channel instead? So who wants to take this first?
I can tell. Yeah. Between 500 and 1,000 subscribers, that is your chance to be scattershot. Enjoy that period of time, in which, as I said before, it will either it will strong arm you in a direction because one of your videos will go viral, or will outperform others, right? I don't like the term viral these days because viral is subjective. If you have 200 subscribers and one of your video gets 4,000 views, that's fairly viral for you. But yes, one video may outperform another. Can you double down? Do you need a new channel? Yes, you can double down. If anything, you either tell your audience that you double down, or you just start making that content and put all the rest of the stuff in playlists and bury them if you so wish. If you've got a relationship with your audience that they're fine with you communicating with them, then sit down and go, hi, I really noticed that you liked this history content. I'm going to do more of this history content. Please come along with me. Okay. Or if you're more of a business and you find that specific videos outperform for the use case that you're aiming for, your leads or your engagement or your shares or your whatever it needs to be, then you can lean into that way as well. But you can double down at any point. It's just up to you or the algorithm, and then it's your choice to follow that route or not.
I think this goes back to what you mentioned earlier on, Alan, about loyal subscribers, or however you want to term them. Just because your channel states that you have 500 to 1,000 subscribers doesn't necessarily mean that's how many people are watching your channel. I'm trying to find the right way to phrase this, if I ever do a talk on this, and I want to say a subscriber represents a single moment of time when somebody pressed the red button when watching one of your videos. It does not reflect now whether they are interested in your channel or your content. The real true figure for me continues to be return viewers. So if you look at your return viewers and they are, let's say 50 to 100 return viewers on every video that you make, that is your actual subscriber size or loyalty size or whatever. And, if you're pivoting to a certain piece of content or a niche or whatever, then that's your starting point. It's not a 500, 1,000 subscribers. It is 50 to 100 loyal viewers. And yeah, as Alan said, I think you want to be clear about that, that you're communicating to your audience that that's the direction I'm going in. And if you start a brand new channel, then ultimately you're starting from absolute zero, whereas you're actually, if you carry on with this channel, you're at already 50 to 100 loyal viewers or whatever that number is. And this kind of reminds me of when, when you start a video game and maybe it's an RPG and you've decided that you want to turn your character into a wizard, and all of a sudden you think, actually, I want them to be a warrior. And so you start the game from scratch, to get all of the right attribute points for starting as a new game. It sometimes feels like that. It's not really like that. You can change your audience at any point. You just have to respect that a existing portion of your audience is going to want to watch something else, or they're not going to be aligned with it. And that's fine. You just make that sacrifice because hopefully 6 to 12 months down the road, you've found the audience that you really want to connect with.
Every video on YouTube that you post is going to be judged on its own too. So if you decide one day to take your channel and I'm only going to do this one thing now, yes, there might be some of your current return viewers who might not be super jazzed about that. But the question being, can you focus after you've already started? Yes. Yeah, you can totally do that. And you can kind of take the good with the bad there. There may be some folks who drop off, but that's not important right now. Right now, you're trying to focus on you and your channel. And just because you used to do something on YouTube doesn't mean YouTube's going to be like, don't think so. You might as well start over because I'm going to make sure that you go back to, wherever you were before. That's not how it works. Every video is a new opportunity for you to reach a new audience and then go from there. So whenever I see questions like this, I worry that people feel like there's like a punishment involved for pivoting in any sort of way, which isn't the case.
Let's be honest about this. According to YouTube, we have 931,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine, they've pressed that red button, but what's the actual true figure of what vidIQ does? And, on a day-to-day basis, our reach, search, discovery, that type of thing, reaching a new audience, is around about 25,000 to 30,000 people. Actual loyal people who come back and watch our content on a regular basis, it's between 20 and 30,000. And that might sound shocking to a lot of people who are thinking, and you always get this comment from people who I think haven't necessarily gone through the YouTube journey, and they say, you've got X number of subscribers and you're telling us how to do this when you only get X number of views. And I always feel as if that comes from a place of not really understanding the struggles and the story that you have to go through as a content creator. But I'm relatively happy with this. I'm benchmarking this against what we were doing 3 to 6 months ago, and that return viewer count is up a few thousand people. And so that represents the actual growth that I really care about on the channel, which is why I've seen several videos about me trying to tell people I don't care about subscribers, except for the gold play button I really, really, really want, and I'm trying to keep it quiet.
Vanity metrics. I've stopped my chat on some very interesting questions, so I'm just going to keep picking from way in the past now. We have one here from Meadsy. Almost have 60,000 subscribers. Congratulations. I get a few sponsorship offers, but how do I know what offer is legit? As I accepted one, and they ended up hacking my channel.
Really?
So I would say the first thing, and now I've not been... the way I encounter YouTube, I'm never approached like this, so I can't fully relate. But what I can tell you is that what I would assume is that if somebody wants to come to you and sponsor you, they don't need access to your channel that would get you hacked. That's not a thing. So I'd be very careful about what they ask for in exchange from you, because there are definitely people out there willing to take advantage. I'll let somebody else jump on this though.
Yeah, I agree. I've worked with clients in the past. I have access for analytical data, and I directly pull data to write reports and stuff like that. I still only ever ask for like editing or manager level or even just viewing. If someone's sponsoring you, they don't need anything. They just need to email you what's in that video or what you need to say or what you're pushing or links or whatever. They don't need access to your channel. That's ridiculous.
That's probably going to be your biggest indicator of whether or not it's somebody pulling your chain and just trying to get info from you. Be very careful about what you share with anybody online. Definitely set up a business email. It definitely helps if that email is separate from whatever email you use to log into YouTube. We've talked about this with Emily Baker actually on this very live stream. It's super important to separate those things. Now, at 60,000 subscribers, you're starting to get these offers. You want to start if you haven't already, you want to start building those spaces for yourself right now, because as time goes on and you keep making money and things keep going well for you, the next suggestion we probably have is you need to set up an LLC. You should probably incorporate, get yourself, squared up, make sure it keeps you safer. You get a little bit of, I would say, anonymity through that LLC as like a individual, and you get protected. You're protected from liability. There's the internet can explain this better than I can, but these are the steps a lot of people take when they start to get to those levels of YouTube. And definitely research, and then when you're ready, start setting some stuff up. I would start today though with a separate business email that is in no way attached to your actual YouTube channel. Make sure that YouTube channel is sacred. Don't share the email address you log in with the YouTube channel. And I know the toothpaste can't be put back in the tube necessarily, but just start today if you haven't already. And then, any email you share out for business purposes only is all separate, totally different account.
Dan, I want to give you huge kudos there for saying anonymity within
Anonymity?
a sentence. And you can say it perfectly. I could never pronounce that even if I give myself 10 seconds to prepare. What I would add here as well for Meadsy69 is that I think once you start to get unsolicited emails about sponsorships, that is a signal that there are potential companies interested in sponsoring you. And it might be better for you to start doing a bit of a legwork in terms of reaching out to them. This is where you maybe start putting together a media kit and just letting people know. I see your channel is about Word of Tanks. Like maybe contacting them. But sorry, not this company that apparently hacked your channel, but the companies that you know of in this space that you may want to work with, whether it's like a gaming mouse company or like keyboards or something. I just feel as if you may be getting ahead of it and looking to think about who you want to work with, as opposed to these random emails that you're getting. The thing I always am interested in doing is if ever I get an unsolicited email and I want to work with them, I'll reply back saying, "Oh, I'm curious. Why do you want to work with me? What makes my channel and my videos, or what video did you watch that made you want to work with me?" To try and get them to offer some sort of personal insight into what was intriguing. Because I used to get so many invites from MCNs. And it's just a copy and pasted email. They've just seen somebody's subscriber count and view count and tried to reach out to them with no real thought about whether their channel aligns with their goals as an MCN and so on. I'm not trying to, rat out MCNs in particular. It's just that type of thing where somebody it could be a bot that's just trawling through website channels, looking at subscriber counts and view counts, and then sending emails.
So I got one here. So I love graphic design, photo editing, but I can't find the motivation to make videos about it. But I really, really want to. How can I find motivation?
Do it now. I want you to make a video by the end of today. Come on, do it. Shia LaBeouf, do it. I need a green screen or something.
I've been struggling with motivation in the last couple of months, and I find direct accountability helps you. Either find someone to hold you accountable, right? Say that for every video that I need to make 2 videos a week, and if I don't make 2 videos a week, I'm going to pay you $50 or whatever, right? That's going to hurt your pocket, right? All you have to do is make 2 videos and you save $50. Or I've got a whiteboard downstairs, and I write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I have set things, right? My problem is because I have my business, I've got so much I could do at any one point that I paralyze myself with the amount of work. Either I'm hard on myself, causing mental health issues where I'm like, well, I could have done more today, and I didn't, and that makes me feel upset. Or I don't do anything at all because I'm like, oh, there's so much, and what's the point in me? Right? If you section it out, if there's 10 things and there's 5 days and you do 2 things every day, it's not too much and it's not too little. And then by the end of the week, you've still got all of those 10 things done, rather than you not doing any of them because you feel overwhelmed, right? If you've done those 2 things that day and you feel you can manage more, then you can nibble them off the other days, right? Just enable yourself to make it easier. So it might not be that you can make 1 video in a day, but you could find a title on Monday, you could write a description on Tuesday, you could figure out the thumbnail on Wednesday, you could record it on Thursday, you could edit it on Friday, and you can upload it
on Saturday.
Video. On Saturday, right? But still, that way you've done it over the course of a week, rather than I need to record it now, and I need to edit it now, and I need to thumbnail it now, and I need to upload it now. Right? Take the strain off, but make yourself accountable for it in some way, shape, or form.
If somebody could just clip what Alan said there and then splice it to the Craig David song, I'm sure somebody knows what I'm talking about here from the
Title
UK.
it on Monday. Right,
that's it. Dan's doing it for us. Yeah. You publish it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Respond to comments on Saturday.
Who replies to comments these days?
Well, now YouTube officially counts it, so a heart is now a reply, and it clears the comment from your back end, which is great. I love that.
Yeah, I've only got tens of thousands that I need to catch up on. It's fine.
Yeah, you'll get there. I would say that if you're struggling with motivation, it really comes down to you. You gotta be honest with yourself. Alan outlined a really good strategy there. And is that a strategy that would work for you? Try it for a bit and see. There's like also different websites out there that'll help you organize to-do lists. There's one called Todoist, and so if you have 10 tasks, you can have it, like, you can put the due dates on it and only have it show you the 2 that you're going to do for that day. And then maybe having that, perspective that, on your phone or on your computer, oh, I only have 2 things to do today. It's, pick my thumbnail and record my video or do some prep or whatever it is. So yeah, if you're having trouble getting motivated, all that's going to do is kind of eat at you. Like, now you're feeling guilty potentially for not doing it. You said you were going to, you didn't. You said you were going to this day, you didn't. And then the guilt starts building up too. So try to get out of your own head and just approach it from a very tactical way, and yeah, there's a lot of different ways to get organized. And sometimes I'm still figuring this stuff out, like in terms of my day-to-day organization. I've tried different tools, but I try to approach it like with a level head. I try not to get in my own head like, oh gosh, I said I'd do that, and now I'm going to beat myself up over it for the rest of the day. All right, and then the last question I have here in my paused chat log. Is it good to make a second channel for shorts? We get this one a lot. Or is it better to pull all the videos on the same channel? Please consider managing time, channel focus, and each channel subscriber count. Thanks.
I've got 2 approaches to this for 2 separate channels. My YouTube tutorial channel struggles with shorts alongside my longer form content. I find that's because educational content in 60 seconds in my niche doesn't get pushed out as much from YouTube educators to YouTube educators. I'm competing with my YouTube shorts against Nick Nimmin, Tim Schmoyer, Dara Leaves, vidIQ, other brands, that kind of thing. So I don't do shorts, or if I do shorts, it's, in all honesty, I did a load when I was moving house to keep up with processing and content. I will re-engineer some of my older videos that I feel deserved a better spotlight. The channel's around about 4 years old, and there's some really nice sound bites that I made back 2-3 years ago that I can put into a 60-second clip that maybe deserves more fresh air, right? But I don't tend to do shorts on the tutorial channel. But I do shorts on the crypto channel. In fact, on the Crypto Rookie channel itself, that's how I launched the channel, because it had no subscribers, but it had the potential of creating a short in a very hot topic and being placed against other things. And that's where within 20 videos, I had 1,000 subscribers, because it was a hot topic, and 200,000-300,000 views through shorts. So it depends. If you feel that you can create shorts around something that could have a wider appeal or is a hot topic right now, shorts can live us alongside long form content. In fact, I theme my shorts to lean into the long form content on the Crypto Rookie channel. So therefore, I understand that I'm not going to make a single penny off a YouTube short, but I could grab your attention in a YouTube short. You'll then subscribe, and then I can funnel you to a long form content video where that is going to be monetized, that is going to make me money through YouTube advertisements. So it depends. But I don't like the idea of separating the channels, because then you're juggling 2 algorithms, and then you're trying to push them from a YouTube short to a long form content, and you're putting a hurdle in between things that don't need to be that hard, right? In my opinion.
I've been talking about this quite a bit, and I think that YouTube Shorts follow all the same rules as YouTube Longs. YouTube Shorts channels can do well if they're incredibly focused and provide some value, whether it's, something mind-blowing or something funny. And when you do those things, you can then afford to make long-form content, because people have gotten so used to seeing your shorts, they've become returning viewers. And when you finally push out that first long-form video, YouTube is willing to share it with that audience because you've built up such a loyal following. If you don't believe me, check out BlockFacts because they did exactly that. They spent a long time launching their channel with just shorts, and now they post similar content, still BlockFacts content, Minecraft BlockFacts. I'm going to give you a bunch of facts about Minecraft right now, but in 10 minutes rather than 27 seconds, which was every short. So millions of views still. It didn't impact their views at all, and now they make money, because they can monetize their long form content. So that is a case where BlockFacts would have not benefited at all from a second channel. That would have destroyed everything. But if you're going to make shorts, in my opinion, if you're going to make shorts that are just totally out of left field, if you do thing A on your channel and you want to do shorts about thing B, there's not any crossover there, and it becomes really difficult to get any. This is why we see people struggling, I think, so often with like, oh, well, shorts are, subscribers from shorts are useless because they never come back and watch long form content. Well, have you built that up yet? First of all, have you built up a loyal following in your shorts? And two, are your long form videos anything like your shorts at all? Because they might get the recommendation and skip it because it's just they don't recognize the creator. They don't recognize what it is you're doing. And, I can say for myself, YouTube certainly gave my long form videos an opportunity in front of my shorts viewers, and it worked for me too. So focus. And if you have something you're really passionate about and you only have time to do it in short form, and you have a second topic you're really passionate about that you want to do in long form, then yes, 2 channels. That's kind of my personal approach to this. And Rob is pensive.
You know what? I've decided I'm taking a mental break from YouTube Shorts. I feel as if
you deserve it.
I'm burnt out from talking about YouTube Shorts for the last year and not being very good at YouTube Shorts myself. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, and wait for the next question.
All right. I guess I will continue picking questions then. I didn't read ahead on any of these, so now I'm being thrown to the wolves. There's another question about shorts. It's kind of interesting, though. I've been posting YouTube shorts, which are getting quite a lot of views compared to my regular content, but they get lots of dislikes. Half the subs I gain from them are lost within hours. So, which is interesting, right? Like you're getting views, you're getting interaction, but as the views go up, you still seem to lose those subscribers. People are giving you signals they don't like what you're doing. It could be that you're making YouTube shorts that, while still watchable, people watch all the way through, they're controversial. And so people feel like, I need to say something. I need to make it known that I didn't like this. But we've known for a long time that likes and dislikes are pretty much treated the same way unless something's changed. So when someone dislikes a short, but they ended up watching the whole thing anyway, that's still a signal to YouTube that not only does this person watch, they interacted with it too. So you got to, I think, then if that's the case, re-strategize your approach to it. Like, maybe this is going to work for you, but you're going to always have this turbulent subscriber count. But maybe controversial isn't how you want to be forever. But I'm sure there's feedback in your comments that makes it pretty clear something you're saying or something you're doing isn't jiving with people.
Is there a content mismatch between the shorts and your regular content? Is there a different editing style? Is there a different voice? Is there a different pacing? Are the shorts a completely different niche? Are the shorts a different proposition? Like one's funny and one's salesy. That may also be a disconnect somewhere in the middle. Have a look at those, see if they compare. But yeah, interaction's certainly helpful. But if you are causing a controversial reaction, then have a look at what that short is, and try and backward engineer why as well.
Let's see. I'm quietly looking for questions again.
I was just looking at the channel in the background. There are a few more dislikes in terms of a ratio. It's about 80%, sometimes 70%. But I can't really work out what the content is about. It looks as if it's some riff, sometimes off of Scooby-Doo. But I may be completely misinterpreting the channel, if I'm honest.
Yeah. So Yeah, it could be like Alan said, content mismatch. I mean, shorts get out there and it's just, people find them. They're like, this isn't what I wanted. I do want to move on to the next question. I have 7,000 subs, but 90% of them don't watch my videos. But why? So we did talk about this a little bit earlier. Actually, just a little while ago. Basically, your subscriber number does not guarantee you anything. Rob, did you want to pull up that chart again, or do you feel like we should tell them to rewind?
yeah, probably rewind it.
If you rewind a little bit in the live stream, we were just showing our own stats of returning viewers. And even though we're almost at 1 million subscribers here at vidIQ, we have, in a 28-day period, over 200,000 returning viewers. So, a quarter of those folks actually come back and watch our videos on a regular basis. And that's very telling. People have been subscribing to this channel for years now. So any number of things could have happened to make them drop off. And while it's cool that at one point in history you had 7,000 people hit that red button at a certain time, that doesn't guarantee that they're going to stick around. In fact, if they just miss a couple of uploads from you because the things you uploaded didn't really resonate with them and they didn't click, YouTube will stop recommending your videos to them, and you get less chances. It's likely you never get those viewers back from recommendations. They may have to remember who you are. They may have to check their subscriber feed. So
I reckon it's because, I think this is their channel. I reckon it's because of this video, likely 400,000 views. So you can imagine that brought in a significant number of subscribers. So essentially what you have to do is for all of the people who watched this video, this is your viral moment. You have to, the next video has to be exactly what this audience wants to watch.
Yep.
And I think you did another one about a lemon as well, I don't think you're ever going to repeat that viral moment. You're always going to have to accept that, if one video gets 500,000 views, maybe the next one gets 10,000 views or whatever, but that's still way above where your channel was benchmarked at the time. And you kind of had like a little bit of a run, but now what's all of this stuff at the top? I just on first glance, I have no clue how any of this US State Battle Royale connects back to a tank man eating a lemon. I mean, I'm a little confused in general, but we often are when we look at channels. Audience disconnect, and just that's going to happen. That is going to happen. With 7,000 subscribers, you've probably got a lot of dead subscribers there. The important thing, as we looked at earlier, is the return viewers. Are you keeping them engaged on a regular basis? Because I would imagine let's just say this video generated 5,000 subscribers and you've done 10 videos since then, but maybe those 5,000 subscribers saw maybe 5 of these follow-up videos on the browse page, but they didn't click on any of them. Mm-hmm. That's an indication to YouTube that irrespective of whether the viewer subscribed, the viewer is not wanting to watch the content that channel is serving up. So the YouTube is going to find alternative content for that viewer. And so to try and think of it from the viewer's perspective. If I subscribed here, do I want to watch this? And just, very first impressions from the title and the thumbnail, the answer would appear to be no. But, again, we're looking at this at a very surface level.
All right. I've changed my game. How can I get YouTube to promote my newer gaming videos? So you've pivoted for anyone who's not a gaming channel, you've pivoted your content, basically. Because when you play a new game, especially if it's nothing like the game you were playing before or not similar enough, my bad news for you is that you are now building a new audience within your own channel. It's okay. It's okay to do that. And for a lot of games out there, they're not going to have the staying power that Minecraft or Fortnite have. You will have to follow different trends. And the best thing you can do when you're doing that is to play, when you pivot finally after all that time, is to pivot into something that is very, very similar to what you were playing before. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of folks dropping off, just like we were talking about a minute ago with the channel we just had on screen. A lot of their content was pushed to people who watched that first viral video and they didn't click. So that's what's going to happen when you make that pivot. Let's see. What do we
You can
got?
probably work out the pivots here, Dan. I think it's
So
2.
Minecraft to Animal Crossing to Roblox, I think.
Yeah, it looks that way. And they were specifically doing texture packs for Minecraft as well. So something really niche and very focused.
Yeah, that's like a double pivot.
And then maybe, the pivot to Animal Crossing in the first video got 500 views. And I thought, oh, right, okay, maybe that is my pivot. But the audience hasn't remained for whatever reason. They've gone off to watch something else.
Yeah. And that is going to happen. You gotta commit to one of those. Those are 3 games that are mega hits though. Like there's still audiences for all of those games today. So it takes that commitment, because if I subscribe for this new Animal Crossing content and you kind of change the topics every single video, like they're nothing like the last video, and then one day you're in Roblox, it's like you've already lost me, I guess, yeah. What I saw there was a lack of commitment, I suppose, in one specific topic, which is fine, especially when, as Alan said earlier, when you're just starting out, this is the time to be doing that, because maybe you were not enjoying Animal Crossing like you thought you would. So now you're playing Roblox, and you got to find the one that works best for you. What are you most passionate about? What gets you really excited to record in the morning? If anyone else wants to jump on that while I look for another question.
Go ahead, Alan. I'll just bring up this question, but go ahead, Alan.
I also think it's down to the fact that you've just changed to a new game. How would you find that in search? How would your audience find that? You need to think of that. So what are they searching for? Is it like how to do something, how to play something, how to achieve something, you making something, you fixing something, whatever it needs to be? If you're pivoting the direction of your channel, you need to be conscious of how someone would type something to a search bar to find you, or go to a channel, and where would that be suggested against? Because you're going to need to pull in that audience to find that content, to subscribe for that content before they fall in love with you to then watch you do anything.
Completely agree. So the next question Rob pulled up here is, why do I get lots of views but not a lot of subscribers from them?
Yeah, I thought Alan may want to tackle this one, given that the concept of utility channels and how sometimes people just want answers to questions. They don't necessarily want to become a member of the channel's community and stuff, and discussions around that.
Indeed. I always find that if you offer enough value, and that value is what that person needs ongoing, then they'll subscribe. But there's also a few other things that you can do, and it's fairly obvious. One, ask, because if you don't ask, they might forget, or it just doesn't dawn on them. They just flick through. Oh, okay, right. And the second thing is add something that's slightly different. Okay, there's YouTube educators out there, and I won't name them directly, that give fantastic info, but can be boring as sin. And you'll come across them, and fine, you get the knowledge that you need, but you don't want to listen to them ramble on for 25 minutes about a certain point. Okay. That's why I've always tried to be slightly more quirky. I'm a loud, gobby, weird kind of dude, right? I'm British, which is different to 95% of YouTube educators. Rob doesn't count because he lives in Canada, right? So
yeah, I'm kind of a weird hybrid, but at this point, yeah.
He ran away from Britain and moved into another country with our queen. So at the end of the day, I needed to be something different, and I'd already come from an entertaining-ish channel. I wanted to be funny and educational, entertaining, so edutainment, right? So if you've got something that is unique, that is something different, then they will subscribe. If you ask them to, then it reminds them, and as long as you offer value beyond that specific video, then they're more likely to stick around. Plus, you can also remind them. Linus Tech Tip does this very, very well. They'll be going through a video, and then they'll talk about a video that's coming out in a couple of days. You kind of, if you like this, there is something that is highly relevant here, but you'll have to subscribe so you don't miss it. Okay, and then that keeps them hooked around. It's bait to keep them staying there and listening.
I can bring up the channel very quickly. Again, we're not doing channel audits, but I look at the channel in general, and I see the view counts, and I'm not seeing lots of views per subscribers generally. But if I do sort by most popular, there does seem to be some indication that when you do get a viewer into your content, and you're getting sometimes 1,000 views plus, each of these videos are getting, on the face of it, perhaps a negative response. So that might indicate that the viewer is not satisfied by the content. That, I've been brought into this video, the thumbnail and the title promised me this, and you haven't delivered. I'm going to dislike this video, and if I'm disliking it, then I'm certainly not going to subscribe to the channel. So there may be an element of viewer satisfaction that's not being delivered there. So that might be something else to look at in your content. We good there, Dan? Or have you got anything to add?
No, I love that.
All right.
This is kind of an interesting one. I just realized my cat was on my shelf back there. How many subscribers should I have until I can start asking to collab with another channel? Just going back to I think the theme of today's Q&A, which is the subscriber metric is not the one that I think you want to be beholden to. In this case, though, what's interesting is if you had views that were comparable to somebody you wanted to collaborate with, and your subscriber count was significantly lower than theirs, that, for all you know, they might hold that number to high esteem, and it might be difficult. Does anyone? I just wanted to pontificate there a little bit. If anyone else wants to,
pontificate.
Yeah.
Dan, coming out with some glorious words here. We're hopefully collaborating with a channel that is, I'm going to say, 20 times smaller than us. In raw subscriber count in a couple of weeks. But this person, we've had them on the podcast. I personally watch their videos. They make incredible content. I think they make better content than what I make here at vidIQ, or certainly different in terms of quality and production. So that's, we're not holding that channel to a subscriber count number. I think in terms of collaboration, it shouldn't just be based on a subscriber number. It should be getting involved in their community, having discussions. Maybe it's offering something quirky and fun for free. Like, Jonk is a really good example of this. He had less than 100 subscribers when he started animating our live stream conversations into memes. And now I've got a T-shirt from him, and we've had him on. I think, Dan, we're maybe going to be doing a podcast with him. So that's a collaboration of complete extremes. But now he's finally starting to. YouTube is starting to realize his potential, and so we want to have a conversation with him about that. So the question is too simple. It's not just about a subscriber number. You could theoretically have 0 subscribers, but if you are able to provide real value to your collaborator's audience, and the collaborator can acknowledge that and realizes that, then it shouldn't really be a subscriber question per se.
Also, when coming up, you've got an audience. If you've got 0 subscribers and your audience has 0 subscribers, but you're all sharing like videos and comments. One of the first things I ever did was run a movie club. There was 25 people, 30 people that submitted videos to me. I edited it into a giant movie review. We had a little community around us. Like, that's where my heart is from the start of YouTube. Out of those 35 people, possibly 4 or 5 of them are still active on YouTube. But I had a lot of fun collaborating and making those videos, right? At the end of the day, it's not necessarily always about growth. It's about making content and building communities and having fun, okay? And over time, if that builds an audience and builds fame and builds money, then great, right? But a number doesn't have to be the reason you do or don't collab.
So the question Rob pulled up here is really good. So hello, fellow influencers. Again, welcome back, Jensen Jupiter. I've been testing how to get better at audience retention. Are there any exclusive tips you guys can give to help?
Exclusive tips.
Yes.
Wow. Ooh,
The
wow.
the one I tell people, this is not an exclusive one. I'll save that for Alan or Rob. The one I always tell people is that you need to heavily scrutinize your own content. Better to do so on a day you didn't upload it. Get some retention data in there. Let it be separate from your mind. Kind of forget all the words you said when you recorded it. Give yourself space from it is what I'm trying to say. And then go into that retention graph, look for points where it dipped, and be very honest with yourself as to why you think that might have happened. That is my first bit.
So, do you think we should maybe just watch 30 seconds of one of their videos?
Yes, but I'm hearing me, so I got to.
Oh, yeah, because I've turned on the audio, so we can do that. So, shall we do this? I'll play one of their videos. I'm going to choose how to make a Minecraft Iron Farm 1.17 for 30 seconds. And I guess, Dan, you're going to be the best arbiter of this. Like, are you still engaged in this video after 30 seconds? So, are you ready?
Yes, but be sure to mute it when you mute whatever this is.
Iron is one of those resources you can never get enough of, especially in the 1.17 update. But that's where these big guys come in. Iron golems are these giants who we know to protect us. But what you didn't know is that they could be exploited for their resources. Yeah, that's right. If you're looking for an easy, efficient, and compact way to get tons of iron, you've come to the right place. Because today, we are making an iron farm.
There it is.
Right. There, I fixed it down.
Thank
Hopefully, you shouldn't be getting double audio. Right, okay.
That was it.
So what
right
do you think?
There, we all heard it. I think. You did a great job. Text on the screen, fast cuts. I was about to really go into like fine little details that didn't need to be said. Like maybe you could have said we're going to make an iron farm because it's hard to get in the 117 update. But that's like so irrelevant when we got to the intro. Loud music, unnecessary Minecraft logo. Like you kind of did that thing that a lot of creators are doing, especially when they start out, especially in gaming. They feel like they need something. They need like a jazzy intro to kind of like, that's going to be the thing that defines you and your channel in a viewer's mind. Like this memorable experience just in the intro. And even if that intro is only 3 seconds long, it blew us out in terms of like headphones and everything. So if you're going to use something like that, definitely control the volume. Be very, 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 very careful with that. I would have gotten rid of that completely. I would say these intros that you've seen other creators use, I would love to see their retention because I bet you they're noticing the same things you're noticing, which is why you asked the question. You're probably not getting the retention you want to see. So try next video. Do exactly what you did. It was awesome, but cut out that loud intro and just do get yourself a sound effect that goes like a swipe sound effect and just swipe over to the tutorial. Jump right in. You already did an intro. You did literally a 30-second intro of you explaining the whole premise of the video, which was amazing, and then you felt like adding another intro. Get rid of that second intro.
Dan, let's get that sound effect clean again. So what I want you to do now is start your audio recorders, and this is going to be a royalty-free Dan whoosh. Go.
Here we go. Whoosh.
You lot just got earned.
Everybody froze. Did I just cut out?
No, I'm still here. Hello? Dan, are you gone? Oh, Dan made a joke and now he's gone. Alan, are you still here?
Yeah. The wolf killed him. It weren't my laptop this time.
Hopefully Dan joins us again in a second. To reinforce what Dan said here, there is this analytic which I've been paying a lot of attention to recently, which is engagement and the key moments and the intro. So the first 30 seconds, because what you'll find on audience retention is a hockey stick. You'll lose a ton of people in the first 30 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever. And this is an extreme example because it's a live stream, but that's the type of hockey stick you want to avoid. And so what I've been religiously trying to do in the last, I'd say 3 to 6 months, is get my audience retention in the first 30 seconds to 70% or above. Ignore these top ones because these are all live streams. I wish YouTube wouldn't include these in this metric. But I've finally got a couple of videos up to above 70% audience retention. And that has a really big impact on the audience retention of the rest of the video. So for example, on this one, audience retention throughout the whole video is 47% because we got 73% in the first 30 seconds. This one here, I've managed to actually get a video above 50% audience retention, which is wonderful, incredible. I very rarely do this because if you see one of these ones, we start to go a little low. We're down in the 30%. So look at how much of an impact that makes on your entire video if you don't get them hooked in the first 30 seconds. So really try and pay attention to this particular analytic in your studio. Dan, are you back?
Yeah, sorry about that. My internet just picked up.
All right. Dan and I have spoken a lot there. Alan, is there anything, knowledge bombs you'd like to add to this?
I would also note that the video that we watched was 14 minutes and 50 odd seconds long.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
If you needed 14 minutes to give the entire tutorial, then fine. But I'm guessing you weren't quick editing at the same speed that the first 30 seconds of that video was at, and maybe that kind of kills it all. I don't want to watch a tutorial for 14 minutes. I want the answer. I want a solution. I want to be gone. Most of the videos on my own personal YouTube tutorial channel are under 5 minutes. My best performing tutorials are under 3 minutes. 14 minutes just seems excessive. And maybe you've done a 14-minute video thinking, the more time, the more watch time I'm going to get. If you turn people off because they haven't got what they want within the first 5 minutes, maybe they won't trust you with the next tutorial. But if they're like, bang, 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 and they've got what they wanted within the 3-5 minute, then they're going to trust you, keep coming back. They're not going to get bored and disappear.
High retention equals more pushes by YouTube in front of more people, which equals more watch time.
I do want to add a little bit of a caveat to that, Alan, because generally I do agree with you in that people want answers to questions as quickly as possible. But sometimes there needs to be a certain element of credibility. For example, if I do a search for how to build a gaming PC and it's 3 minutes long, are you going to watch that?
I don't know. It depends on the editing style. If I've seen that it's 3 minutes of bang, 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 like tasty videos, right? Then maybe. If Linus Tech Tips did a 3 minute build, then fine. I can build on that reputation.
Yeah.
But if it's a random stranger, no.
And the reason I asked that is because I think the video we watched was how to build an iron farm in Minecraft. So I brought up some of the... I'm just going to search for it. And the video length does tend to be around about 10 to 15 minutes long. So that seems like a credible amount of time to do something as complex as that. But having said that, Alan, we've got this one here.
Channels, though.
Which is 3.5 minutes long. And so, that kind of positions itself in a very unique way in that we can do this very easily, but also very quickly. And I know, Dan, we've got channels here that are millions of subscribers and whatnot. But I have spoken before about what's the perfect video length. My suggestion is if you're really concerned about video length, look at what other creators are doing for this search term, and then it's going to give you an idea of the average, and then whether or not you want to tackle that in a quick way or like in an encyclopedic way. Like, let's say somebody has 10 tips on the iPhone 7, you can provide 100 tips, so you can provide the complete answer, the full guide, but obviously it's going to be a longer video. So I just think there are some, obviously people's attention span is the primary focus because they want to watch something generally as quickly as possible if it's a solution to a question and so on. But there are just a few things to consider based on what's already out there on YouTube.
You can also go from the approach of let the audience choose. Make a 15-minute one and make a 3 to 5 minute one. And then you can choose if you want the speed build or the long explanation of how to pick the location. I don't play that game. You get my point, right? That way, it's your audience choice that they want their answer in 3 to 5 minutes, or whether they want a step-by-step ultimate guide to YouTube Shorts, for example, that I know that vidIQ's got that's 15 minutes long. Or you could watch a quick tutorial of it's here, it's press that button. Rob didn't get YouTube Shorts for a year and a half. Click, done.
My favorite example of this is I picked up Sheriff of Nottingham. It's a tabletop board game. And when the first day I got it, I brought it over to friends and family. I'm like, let's play this. And we decided we wanted to just watch a video, just to like, instead of reading this long manual, like just how do you play this game? Let's just watch someone play it. And there were 2 choices at the top of the search results. One was double the length of the other. And I'm like, okay, well, it's game night and I don't want to watch a video that's twice as long as it needs to be. So I watched the shorter one, and it didn't leave out any details that I felt like kept us lost. It was all we needed to watch. And then we were playing our game. So I think every topic is just going to have a different type of approach because there's different needs there. If I felt like they were leaving steps out, I probably would have quit out early because wait a minute, they just skipped a whole bunch of stuff and then had chosen the longer video.
Would you agree that at the point you are searching for something on YouTube to get an answer to it, you've reached a certain level of maybe frustration? Like you've been trying to fix something, build something, play something, etc., etc. That's often the case with me. Like if I'm playing on a video game, and this is happening a lot in Assassin's Creed right now, where there is all this loot and it's on the map, but then it's underground and I can't find the entrance to that place. You know, it's somewhere within 100 meters, but I don't know where it is. And I've looked around for 3 minutes and I'm like, I'm done with this. I just want to know where it is so I can get it and then move on. Do people agree with me here? Do they turn to YouTube for an answer because they've got frustrated that they can't do it themselves? And again, that's going to impact, as you say, Dan, like how long should the video be? Because like I've been trying to work this out for an hour. I can't work it out. I just want a 2-minute video that gives me the answer instead of a 17-minute bore fest on it.
To be a pain in your neck. I mean, with Minecraft, a game like that where you can do anything you want whenever you want, those videos being 15 minutes might work because they also factor in as inspiration for the game too. As a player, you're trying to find things to do. Whereas in Assassin's Creed, it's kind of linear in that you're trying to collect this loot. You don't have to collect the loot right now, but you decided to, and it's impossible to figure it out. You've been trying and trying and trying. So there's certain games will build up frustration, and I think again, you got to know your audience, and this is why we tell people to go into topics they're passionate about. Because as a player of Assassin's Creed, you would know this needs to be quick. As a player of Minecraft, you would know you might have a little more flexibility depending on what you're doing. I like games.
I don't get chances to play games anymore.
You got to make time, Alan. You got to put it in your schedule.
Playing Service Simulator right now.
Run business, juggle 6-month-olds,
yeah,
play game.
Just put it on the calendar.
Yeah, I'll schedule it for next lockdown, which is October or something.
Oh, don't say that. Is it time for my? Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading questions I might not pick out loud.
It's fine. I'm double jabbed. I can fly anywhere.
There you go. So I think this one could be quick. Is there a time? The time that my viewers are normally online is when I'm asleep. Should I schedule or post for that time? Post when I'm awake and be able to attract or interact with my viewers. Meaning, I guess the people you would like to reach. I would say test it. If YouTube is telling you your audience is normally up while you're asleep, there's no harm in uploading that video. Right before that peak. I've always found, especially with newer channels, that my returning viewers tend to be, it's always based on when I've published the videos. So if I've been publishing in the morning, I find that the majority of my viewers are on in the afternoons. And I feel like you, as the creator, have some say in that. But maybe you guys have had other experiences.
You can go down 2 routes. Good Mythical Morning have been publishing at midnight, which is 6 a.m. in the UK, for, 5-6 years. They've conditioned their audience to expect a video at a set time. So you can either mold it in your favor, or you can look at your own statistics. I'm based in the UK. My audience is mainly American. I then cater to my American audience in the morning, which is then So I publish at 5 o'clock in the afternoon UK time, which is the American morning. I then catch two audiences at the same time, the afternoon UK audience, but I also have caught the 70% of my American audience. And you can have a look at that by going to the YouTube analytics, have a look at your audience, and then break down that way. But if you really want to test it, test it. At the end of the day, put out 2 to 3 videos. If they bomb, they bomb. You know, don't do that again, right? It's not going to be like one video is going to make or break your career, right? If you're lucky and you're Janelle Iliana, then fine, right? But not everybody has a caravan, a snake, and some wacky hair, right? Just give it a shot, see how it works, and if it works, it works. I find my community tab is something, however, that I will schedule outside my normal human hours. Because the community tab you can use as a social media post platform, and if you're posting something every 12 hours or every 6 hours, you're kind of catching every side, and people can interact then, and you can funnel them into a video or a poll. Maybe that's slightly more malleable.
I always wonder. I'm wondering for this creator, do they live in Australia or New Zealand? Because I'm in the same mindset as you, Alan, in terms of the Western English speaking world, in that I publish at 8 a.m., which is, I think you publish at usually about 7 a.m., which is 3 p.m. UK time. So you're trying to give the English speaking audience of the world as much time as possible to consume the video in that day, except for, oh, my camera's gone. Brilliant. And now I've turned into Dan. Oh, I do love this camera. It's brilliant.
I like it too.
Yeah, I do. So Dan's just talking twice now. I completely lost my train of thought. I don't know if his creator is Australian or not. I can share this screen though. Maybe you have it, maybe you don't. This shows you the data of when your viewers are presumably online. And so this shows you that, around about 6, 7 a.m. is when our audience is at its peak. So that's when we generally post. YouTube seems to suggest that it doesn't really matter when you post your videos on demand. I still dispute that quite a lot. I think in terms of your first 24 hours velocity, posting the video as your audience is peaking on YouTube seems to be just the most logical decision. But yeah, as Alan said, there's no reason why you shouldn't test. And with the thing about videos on demand is that you don't have to reply to your audience immediately. You could just say, you can actually say it in your video. At some point in the first 6 to 12 hours, I'm going to be looking at the comments. So make sure to post when you first watch the video, and I'll be sure to reply as and when I come online. Could be the option. So now I need to go and try and fix this camera. So I'll be back in a minute.
Do you want to unshare? Oh,
actually, no, there's no point. There's only 10 minutes left, isn't there? We'll just leave it like this.
All right. So maybe other Dan could tackle this one. My channel is doing 4 different game live streams a week. So you're playing 4 different games throughout the course of a week live. How do I know if this is stifling my growth, or that change, or will it improve? The last sentence is a little bit hard for me to decipher here. I read this question earlier. What I was going to say was that what you might do is try testing doing these different games, but for a stretch of time. So you have 4 different games. So play game A for like 2 weeks in a row. Like make all of your live streams about game A, and then try it for game B, C, and D. But my hesitation there is what you might end up doing is like everybody who is around for game C doesn't really understand what you're doing. They're waiting for game C. They're waiting for game C. YouTube stopped recommending your content to them. You may be building 4 different small audiences here. I don't know, Alan. What do you think?
Communication is key. If they're loyal, talk to them. Mm-hmm. Whether it's on a community tab, whether it's in a video, right? Even if that video you delete in the long run, right? Sit down, talk to them. If you're doing live streams, you can directly tell them on the live stream, "Hi, I'm trying this. Please help. If you like this, then," right? Communication will be key. Now, yes, 4 different games. Do you notice a difference between the streaming count? Do you find that game A has 200 people and game B gives you 5? right? That may already be an indication that don't do getting beat.
That's my experience personally.
Are all of the games related? Is it first-person shooter, and then you're playing Minecraft? Are you then playing some kind of gacha thing, right? Is that going to alienate your hardcore gamers when you play COD on Friday, right? Or are they all there for you? If they're there for you and you know they're there for you, then maybe the game in itself doesn't matter. For example, you could be Ninja or Dr. Disrespect or what it happens to be. Sometimes they're there for the personality playing the game, not the game that the person happens to be playing. And you'll only find that out from how consistent your numbers happen to be, how loyal your audience are, and who shows up on a regular basis.
In playing one game on my channel, I've identified 3 different types of live streams that I can do for different levels of success. So trying to speak vaguely here, the first live stream would be a Let's Play live stream with me just playing the game with my audience. That gets me the least amount of concurrent viewers. The middle one is when I do something... I'll start with the best one because I'm forgetting the middle one. The best one is when I do something challenging or an endurance thing, right? So I'm playing the game in a different way, a unique way, and it just so happens that I have a very specific goal. It's clear in the title and the thumbnail what it is I'm doing that day. Those get me the highest level. I remember the middle one. The one that does in between is when I take the game and I focus on it and what the community is doing with it. So maybe for you, that's like covering different mods or things like that. But it's very much about things people have created for the game. So it's a different type of live stream again, bringing in some community aspects. So for me, those are 3 different types of live streams I do about one game. And I know exactly what I can do to triple my concurrent viewership. And that is to do more endurance style content. Then I have to ask myself, can I handle doing that often? And the answer is no. So I splice in the other things too, just for my own well-being and mental health.
Let's quickly answer this one, Alan. How do you make your background so unique? Is it paint or lighting?
Lightning.
It's lightning. It's as simple as this. This is a remote from 2 little garden lights, and I can just change it any color I want.
Very nice.
They cost 30 quid for 2, and yeah, the best thing about it that without them, you can look at my very ugly room. You can look at my very ugly room, and it's amazing how just 2 lights can change an entire scene. So behind me is an empty room. I rent a 2-bedroom flat to work out of. This is an empty bedroom. It's boring. There's nothing here, right? If I was solely focusing on just the light from the window, then it's okay, right? I could educate, right? But just adding the lights in itself, in which I can have any color I want, immediately makes it look a little different. There's my belly. And ta-da. All for the sake of just 30 quid. They're little floodlights. And I do it on the background of all of my other videos as well. And I can change them for things. So if for example, I'm doing YouTube, I can do it in red. Or if I wanted to do crypto, I could do it in orange. Or if I wanted it really bright, I could do it all in white. But yeah, it's just a control.
Let's have a look at this one about channel names, since I made a video about this recently. Phoenix444. Should I remove numbers in my name? I feel like it's part of a brand now. So obviously I made a video on this, Phoenix444, so you may want to check out that, but I'm just wondering your thoughts, Dan and Alan.
Then it would just leave you with Phoenix. That's not enough.
See, I've always been against think of it as an elevator pitch. So what do you do? Okay, so I do gaming videos. What's your channel? Phoenix444. For as in the word for what? And they're gone. Okay. If you're shouting in a nightclub, oh yeah, it's only I'm wearing a mask and it's Phoenix4. How's that helpful? How is that unique? Are you going to be PewDiePie 662? Right? My name, Alan Spicer. Unique, right? In fact, there is another Alan Spicer, but I beat you to it, Alan. He does ham radio stuff. That's not me. But I was able to establish a brand, and then Crypto Rookie, something unique. Phoenix 444. Is there another YouTube channel out there called Phoenix? Maybe. Is there a reason behind the 444, however?
Yeah, it's the intent, isn't it? Like, if because I generally said almost all the big channels on YouTube don't have numbers in, except for 5-minute crafts. But you know, it needs to be in there because there's a very much an intent. But generally, when I see name plus number, it feels like it's a gaming handle that they've used on their YouTube channel, and it doesn't necessarily translate. I'm in agreement with you in that it can't just be Phoenix. Phoenix is too broad and ambiguous. Maybe you could change it to Phoenix for, I think they play Clash of, no, what is it? Brawl Stars. So could be Phoenix 4 Stars or Phoenix 4 Brawls or something. In terms of having a number in the channel name, it's not one of the worst because at least it is easy to remember because it's 3 digits of the same number.
I mean, a good example of this is Mr. Beast's. His username is actually Mr. Beast 3000.
It's 6,000, yeah. 6,000.
Okay, and he was able to just change the channel name. If you've got your custom channel URL that's Phoenix 444, you can still brand yourself that way if you wish to, right? But there's nothing stopping you changing the name or establishing a brand. But if Phoenix 444 is because you do 4 videos 4 times a week, every 4 hours or
4
whatever,
minutes. Yeah.
you know, 4-minute videos every 4 times a week, whatever, right? Then fine. If there's a reason behind the 444, then yeah, maybe lean into it. But yeah, otherwise, we might just have to wonder where the other 443 Phoenixes happen to be.
I know we're at time. I have a question I really want to tackle because I think it might be a good discussion to go out on. It is another gaming one, though. I will warn you. So what do I do if I know that I want to make gaming videos, but I don't think I can just play one game because that's not the way I want to play games? I'd want to have more of a Call Me Kevin approach. So I looked at Call Me Kevin because when you mention a big channel, I always get suspicious. Like, I wonder where they started, and I sorted their oldest videos. They have a very strong start on YouTube. They might have deleted some old content, but their oldest one's 4 years ago, has 637,000 views, and the titling structure is strong. The thumbnails are strong. This is clearly somebody, whether it was through this channel or multiple channels in the past, who studied YouTube in and out and then made a very tactical approach with their games. They've played all sorts of games, if this is to be believed, by throughout the whole history of their channel. All different types of games too. But all of their thumbnails have a certain style, even back then, that kind of brand them in a way without putting a logo. And they don't just play the games. They're doing interesting things in every single video. It's really, this person seems to be using video games as more of a stage for how they want to portray themselves rather than playing the game and saying, today we're going to play The Sims and just sit down and play it. They're using each game as a vessel for their comedy or their personality or whatever it is. So the game is a tool rather than the actual subject of the video. So that would be, if you were to go into that strategy, it's going to be an uphill battle because there's a lot of channels like this out there who are in the millions of subscribers now who you're competing with. But I do think it can be done. It's just, it can be tough. You know, it can just be a tough one. And you need to go into it. Like, obviously, Call Me Kevin had a bunch of trial and error somewhere, or they studied a ton, because this approach to YouTube at the start of their channel seems very, very unusually strong.
More importantly, much more importantly, is why is their channel avatar Brian Blessed? Because I can only listen to this question in his voice now, which is booming and very loud, and probably contains a few more swear words in it as well. Do you know who Brian Blessed is, Dan? Have you seen the 1980s Flash Gordon?
No.
All right, never mind.
I'm sorry.
We're not going to get there, are we? We're not going to get there.
We're not. We're not.
So my point of us being boomers, it's fine. Or we could go down the other route, you know. So Dan, have you seen Peppa Pig?
No, I've
No?
not.
No, okay.
I'm sorry.
I've seen way too much of it recently. For days and days on end. But
Even by 4 years ago standards, though, these are fantastic thumbnails. Like,
oh yeah,
this person started their journey hard. So, when I look at people say, well, PewDiePie does whatever he wants. If you look at PewDiePie, his journey was very, very specific. Like, started with horror games, played one game for a while, and slowly branched out. And I was expecting to see that here, and I was surprised. But still, the titling, the thumbnails, it's clear to me why these videos have hundreds of thousands of views.
that and you've got to think, this is the case of what I said earlier. How powerful is the personality behind playing the game? Are they there to watch the game, or are they there to listen to Call Me Kevin? Okay, because I'd quite happily watch many YouTubers do anything, really. And if you buy into that specific personality. Linus Tech Tips can talk about absolutely any product he wants. Granted, it's within tech, right? But I've also seen his home tour, and he does renovations, and he does whatever, right? He could talk about absolutely anything. Another one, I have a weird fascination with the Vlog Brothers, because anything they touch turns to gold. Okay, but John Green, once again, anything John Green does. He does YA novels. He's done a fiction, a non-fiction book recently. He does charity work. He does YouTube videos. He does art, does Crash Course TV, right? Anything, I'll happily watch his personality present, no matter what the topic happens to be. So if you've got a strong personality that people will fall in love with, then maybe you're lucky enough. And those can also be fantastically loyal subscribers. And that's what YouTube's PewDiePie has. He can do whatever he wants because the personality is what carries his channel these days.
Yeah. So it is, yes, there are examples of channels out there that can grow playing multiple games, but you got to look at their approach. You got to see how they're doing that. And you got to look at those old videos too. How was their personality? Was it, you know, were they as sharp as they are today? Like, because if you're just going to do Let's Plays on whatever game you feel like that day, I can get that anywhere, you know. But it's clear to me why this channel looks like it does. I think that's time. It
is time.
Q&A.
Yes, I have a dog to walk.
Yes, I have a call I need to jump into. Thank you, Alan. This was awesome.
Anytime, lads. More than
your laptop made it. It survived.
It did. It did.
Apparently, my computer almost went out.
And my camera did.
The only one that didn't have technical issues is me.
It's not over yet.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Do you want to call
press the stop button and this one will kill itself? Yeah.
Well, before we start calling out names and saying goodbye, where are you on the internet other than the link down below?
Okay. YouTube.com/Alan Spicer. AlanSpicer.com if you want blogs and deep dives and suggestions of my equipment, or even if you want to hire some kind of hairy dude to help directly consult you on your products, your services, your brand, your business, you growing a YouTube channel. And you can also go to youtube.com/CryptoRookie if you want to learn crypto with me, watch it go up and down. That's my brand new channel that I've started from 0 subscribers. I've gone from 0 to 7.7 thousand subscribers in around about 4 months.
Great branding.
Thank you. It's a unique generated logo because I thought I might put it on t-shirts at some point. But that shows two different styles of content. One, I'm a tutorialist, but on that one, that's very much me vlogging my thoughts. So yes, if you've got a channel and you've got two passions, there's nothing wrong with starting two and juggling them if that doesn't burn you out.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's down to mental health and your capacity, right? But yes, AlanSpicer.com, YouTube.com/Alan Spicer. and youtube.com/crypto rookie if you want to chase me anywhere.
All right. I'm going to say goodbye to Merlin Mallow, Joseph the Great. We have MRC Builds. We have Oh Dear Delia, maybe? Sorry. Fusion Mamba and Liger Gaming.
I've just turned off slow mode to speed up the chats. And
Why?
Say goodbye to Word, MC Noobs, Gwecko, Oh Dear Delay, Excellent Dude, and Cryptori, and Tristan Shern. I'm saying goodbye to all of you.
We've got the Vegan Moonlit. We've got Astrozeo, Oh Dear Delia, Merlin Mallow, ZFD Films, and Jensen Jupiter.
Bye, everybody. We will see you on Tuesday for channel audits and back here Wednesday for more Q&A goodness.
Toodaloo.
All right. Toodaloo as I look for the here it is, this screen right here.
You found it, but we're still talking and people can still hear us.
People can still hear us.
Yeah.
Any omnipotent, see, I messed up a big word. Voice remarks.
Sub for sub works.
Oh my gosh. No, it does not. Stop it.
You can bribe the YouTube algorithm with cake.
That's true. That works. Bye, everybody.